Okay, today we are working in PowerPoint. We're not going to use those OneDrive files yet. So minimize everything that's open on your screen and just open a blank presentation in PowerPoint. We are working in our textbook in Chapter 6, pages 269 and 270. We're going to go through Assessment 1 and Assessment 2. We do skip a few steps in Assessment 1 and the first step in Assessment 2 because we're going to do these together as one assessment. We'll only save it as one. So we are opening PowerPoint, a new blank presentation. In these two assessments, we're working with a slide master. Excuse me. Okay. So once everyone has this blank presentation open, I want you to click the View tab. And in the Master Views gallery, choose Slide Master. Now what this Slide Master is, it's a place where we can format our slides if we're going to use these slides often and we don't want to add a logo every single time or change the font on every single slide. We can do it right here in our Slide Master. Now what we're looking at currently is our title slide layout. And if you put your mouse over the thumbnail, it will tell you that. This is not the one we're going to be working on though yet. We're going to scroll up. By default, this is the one that is shown to us. We're going to scroll up and we're going to choose this very first slide. That's the Theme Slide Master. And we're going to click on that instead. We're going to apply the wood type theme, and that theme can be found right here in the Slide Master ribbon. Click the drop down arrow for themes. It's the very last theme option called wood type. We're also going to apply the yellow-orange color. So in the colors, click the drop-down arrow and choose yellow-orange. Okay, now I want you to select this first bulleted item. It says click to edit master text styles. Make sure it's the bulleted item and not the title. And we're going to change the size of this font to 24 points. So click the Home tab, change the font size to 24. The second level, select the second level text and change the font size to 20 points. This will affect every slide. Right now we don't really see much of a change. I can see the wood type theme and I can see the color, but we could have done that without the Slide Master. I know that's probably what you're all thinking, because I would think it too. But step 6, we're going to insert the We logo. Now we've already saved it. We downloaded it. So now we're going to insert it. I want you to click on the Insert tab. Go to Pictures, just like we would any other picture. Mine are going to be in my Downloads folder. Yours probably are too. Those of you who pulled it off the email, it might be in Documents. You might have to look. It is working? We're in Chapter 6. So insert the We logo. Worldwide Enterprises. You're not opening anything. We're starting from a new blank presentation. So we've inserted this logo. Now we're going to change the size of it. And we've done that before. It works the same way. The difference is I want you to look on these little slides, these little thumbnails. And like this slide, you see that logo sitting right there? Same with this slide and this slide and on down. There are a few slides that won't use this layout. The title slide and the section header slide. But let's change the height of this logo to 0.5 if you haven't done that already. It's on the Picture Tools Format tab. If you don't have that tab, you need to click on your graphic. We're changing the height to 0.5. Now we're going to move this logo to the upper right-hand corner. So go into the center of it somewhere and drag it to the upper right-hand corner. Leave a little bit of a space, just needs to look nice. Now we would not add that logo to every single slide because it's already going to be there if we are using it. If the slide layout we're using has it on there. Now click the Slide Master tab. It's right to the left of the Home tab because we're still in Slide Master view. Click the first slide. So right now we're in the theme slide. I want you to click the little thumbnail right beneath it. It says Title Slide Layout. In the Master Layout gallery, we're going to deselect where it says Footers. You're going to take that check mark out by clicking in it. So there will be no footer on any title slide. Now move down 2 slides to where you're on this section header layout slide. Select it, click in it one time. Scroll all the way to the bottom, hold down your Shift key and select the very last slide. Okay, so I'll do that again. We were on this slide right here where we removed the footers. Go 2 slides beneath that. It says section header layout, click it, scroll all the way to the bottom, hold down your Shift key and select the last slide. When you use the Shift key, it selects everything between the first and the last items that you have selected. And it works the same in almost every Office program. There are a few that work a little differently, but. So you should have all of these selected. If you don't, let's do it one more time. Okay, we were on the title slide. We're going to click on the section header layout slide, which is 2 slides beneath the title. If you put your mouse over it, it says section header layout. Now scroll clear to the bottom. Hold down your Shift key and click the very last thumbnail slide. And you've selected all of those slides in there. Did that work? Okay, good. And you should see that they're selected. Now we're just going to delete those. So press the delete key on your keyboard. So we're only left with 3 slides. We have in our slide master, we have our theme slide, we have our title slide layout, and our title and content layout. Is something not working? Not backspace, delete.
No, delete.
It's really not working?
Yeah.
I mean, I guessed that by the pounding of the keyboard that I heard. No, I believe you. I just been wondering what's going on. So we'll select this one. Scroll down. Okay, my guess is what happened. When we hold the Shift key too long, it turns on what's called sticky keys, and some of our things stop working. So there's that possibility. Okay, now you have an extra. You do have an extra one. Don't leave that one. Okay, there you go. Okay, now make sure that this, excuse me. Oh, and this one, it doesn't matter. We're going to preserve this slide. So click the slide 1, this big thumbnail, the theme slide. And on the Slide Master tab in the Edit Master, click Preserve. This is important. It's important because if we don't select it, when we go into the next part of this, the options won't be available to us. And I can't really explain that to you unless it happens. And I had it happen to 2 students in my morning class. So they were able to see why it's important. But please just make sure you choose Preserve. Did you have a question?
No.
Okay. Now we're going to close this master view. So on the ribbon on the far right, it says Close Master View. And now we're in regular normal view. We're moving down to Assessment 2, Step 2. We're going to save this, save the presentation, and name it. So save as. Please remember you don't choose OneDrive, you choose Add a Place. if you need to add your OneDrive, save it into your folder. Hang on just 1 minute. Let me get this pulled up so I can show them. Now, hopefully, OneDrive. Now, my OneDrive has been working this way and through my file, but here's what it's going to be named. It's P-C6-A2-W Enterprises. Okay. Did you have a question? Oh, no. Close that and choose Add a Place. Thank you. Okay. Close that and choose Add a Place and choose Office 365 SharePoint. Okay, yes. That's okay. It's okay. No, because when we go to add more slides, they're there. Or they should be. If you go back a little bit, click that drop down arrow. See if we've got two. So you're good. Yeah. Add a Place, Office 365 SharePoint. And well, you really can't see that from here. It's P-C6-A2-W Enterprises. I wish I could make this bigger, but I can't. Unless I make the whole view bigger. Okay, do you want me to have one? Okay, choose this one. There you go. Okay, now you have to go inside this folder. Is anything outside that folder? I can't see it. Now save it. It's P-C6-A2-W Enterprises. Yes. Upload failed. Upload them to that's temporarily removed. Okay, click save. Okay, so several of you are getting that because OneDrive is having a problem. So are you getting the yellow bar across the top? Leave it there and hopefully at some point we can click that save button and it'll work. Wow, everybody's getting it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. So it's not letting us to save to OneDrive because OneDrive is having a problem.
Yeah.
All right, so just leave that yellow bar there and remember, periodically click that save button because maybe at some point in time it'll allow you to save that there. If not, when we get to the end, we'll find a workaround or I can just come around and screen check and give the daily points for that. Okay, I'm not gonna save because I've already done this. I did it yesterday afternoon. Okay. We are ready for step number 3 on page 269 in assessment 2. Click to add the title. So where it says click to add title, type Worldwide Enterprises. Now you do not have to type it in all caps. It's formatted to do that already. And it will also word wrap to the second line automatically, all on its own. The subtitle is Company Publications. So you'll click in the placeholder for subtitle and type Company Publications. Okay, the next 4 slides, we are not going to type them. They've already been typed for us. We are going to use slides that have already been created. And we're going to use what's called the reuse slides. We did this last week. This is why we needed to download that publications folder or file. On the Home tab, click the drop-down arrow underneath New Slide and go down to Reuse Slides. You get a taskbar that shows up on the right-hand side. You're going to click the Browse button and go to Browse File. You probably have to go into your Downloads folder to find that Publications file. Mine is saved in Documents because mine saved a little differently. So you might have to go to downloads and then find it. It's called publications. Once you find it, double click it. It should open up on the right-hand side in your task pane. Let me know if you're having troubles finding it. Yeah, we're not opening it, but that's the file we're choosing. It might say open, but it shows up on the right-hand side. If you haven't downloaded that folder yet from OneDrive or that file, that publications file, you probably won't find it. Okay, we're going to use the second, third, fourth, and fifth slide on these reuse slides. So don't click the first slide. That's a title slide and we don't need it. Click the second slide, the third slide, the fourth slide, the fifth slide. As soon as we click them, it adds them to our presentation. So on the left-hand side, you can see our presentation. It added them to our presentation. It followed our theme. It followed the title and content layout. It has the logo up here in the upper right-hand corner. It looks exactly like it's supposed to look. Thank you, Andrew. That saved us from having to type all of those slides. Okay, we can close that task pane now, the reuse slides task pane, because we're not going to use it again. And we're on to page 270, step number 7. We have 5 slides in our presentation, and after the 5th slide, we're going to insert a new slide master, another slide master, a second slide master. So make sure slide 5 is the one that's selected. Click the View tab, go back to Slide Master. In the Slide Master, we have 3 thumbnails. Our theme thumbnail, and then our title layout, and our title and content layout. At the very bottom in the white space, I want you to, it's gray, I want you to click. Don't click on a slide or on a thumbnail, just click in that gray space beneath slide 3, and you get an orange line. And we're going to choose the frames theme. So in themes, click the drop down arrow. Nothing is selected. I want to remind you that nothing is selected. You've clicked beneath in the gray area and you have this orange line. That's important. Choose themes, and we're going to go down and find the frames theme. These are not in alphabetical order. They are, but they're in little groupings of alphabetical order. This is the one you want. It's kind of got the blue box with the colored squares at the bottom. And if you put your mouse over it, it says frames or frame. That's the one you want. As soon as you click that, you have a number 2 theme master and all of the slide layouts beneath it. Make sure you have the little push pin next to the number 2. It should be there automatically. But like I said, this morning I had 2 students who did not have that, and it will affect your presentation from this point on if that's not there. So make sure, if it is not there, you're going to click on this slide and make sure preserve is selected or select it. You do want the push pin to be here. Okay, so I want you to select that slide number 2, that large second theme master. It's called the frame slide master. And change the color to yellow-orange. So it will affect from this large number 2 slide all the way down to the bottom. We're also going to apply the slide 9 background style. So to the right of the colors, choose the drop-down arrow next to background styles and choose style 9. It's the first column, 3rd row style. And it affected all of the slides beneath it. Okay, now once again, we're going to select, so from this large slide down, I want you to count down 3 slides. Beneath it, it's the section header layout slide. My mouse is sitting on it. That's the one I want you to select. So from this new style, this new theme, you'll come down to this slide right here. Scroll clear to the bottom, hold down your Shift key, select the last slide, and press delete. So just like we did above, we now have two themes. The very top theme has 3 slides, 3 thumbnails. It technically only has 2 slides, but it has 3 thumbnails. And the second theme has 3 thumbnails as well. So let's do that. Let me do it one more time. Okay, we were on the slide number 2, which is the large thumbnail for the frame slide master. And you'll go down to the 3rd slide beneath that slide to the section header layout. Click it, scroll clear to the bottom, hold down your Shift key, select the very last thumbnail, and delete. So you're left, you have 6 thumbnails total on the left-hand side. You have 3 for the wood type theme and 3 for the frames theme. And I have no idea which. Okay, we're on step number 9. So this very last thumbnail is the one that I have selected. Make sure you've clicked in it so everybody's looks the same. Click on your Insert tab. We're going to change the header and footer. So Insert, choose Header and Footer in your text gallery. Right now we're on the Slide tab. This Slide tab will only affect the slides. It will not affect anything else. We need the date and time to show. So put a check mark beside date and time. The radio button for update automatically is already selected. And they want us to put a check mark in slide number. So each slide will have a page number or a slide number. Now click the Notes and Handouts tab at the top of this dialog box. What we get ready to do here, you will not see until we go to print. Notes and handouts, it does not show up on each slide. So put a check mark in date and time. Put a check mark beside header and type your first and last name. Put a check mark beside footer and type Worldwide Enterprises. Worldwide Enterprises. And choose Apply to All. Okay, now close your Slide Master view. So click the Slide Master tab, choose Close Slide Master View. There is another way to do that, but if you know it, use it, but we're going to do it this way. Okay, what you do not see, for example, well, let me just tell you, on slide 5, you see the date and the slide number in the bottom right-hand corner. You do not see your name in a header. You do not see Worldwide Enterprises in a footer. Click on File, go to Print. We're not printing, so don't actually print. In this area right here where it says Full Page Slides, I want you to click the drop-down arrow and choose 6 slides horizontal. We've always got to have one. So 6 slides horizontal, and it really wouldn't matter if we chose notes page or 1 slide, 2 slides, as long as it's not full. Actually, I think it does it on full page slides. No. So we're not really printing, but if we chose 6 slides horizontal, you'll notice your name in the header as well as the date, and then in the footer is Worldwide Enterprises and the page number. We don't have more than 1 page, so that wouldn't matter. That's where those show up because we chose notes and handouts on our header and footer. Okay, now click your back button so we can go out of print preview. We're still on slide number 5. Now we're going to insert a new slide using the frame title slide layout. So click the drop-down arrow in your new slide button. You'll notice we have 2 different types of themes. The top one is the wood type, the bottoms are the frame. So we're going to choose the title slide in the frame. And our title is Worldwide Enterprises. If you have the book, you can go ahead and follow these steps, because you'll actually have to type 2 more slides. Next, we can just click the new slide button. We don't have to click the drop-down arrow because it recognizes we're using the frames theme. We can just click the button and it will choose title and content. And this is slide 7. And the title is Preparing the Newsletter. I'm going to actually open the one that I've already created. Just click this new slide button. You can just click the button. Now, if you're not sure, you can click the drop-down arrow and choose the title and content. Preparing the company newsletter. I'm going to open it up here in just a minute. As soon as I'm going to open the one that I did yesterday so you can see those. So there was that title slide we just did, Worldwide Enterprises Preparing the Company Newsletter. Then you'll click your new slide button or drop down arrow and choose title and content for the frames. That's fine. Whoops. And slide 7 will have this information on it. Your title is Preparing the Newsletter. Here's your content. That bullet, when you get ready to click, is in the middle of that placeholder. I don't know if it's easier for you to see up here. It is in your book on step 12. Yeah, that doesn't help any. That didn't make it any bigger. Okay, what's your question? And then you click the new slide button, which you already did that. So you click the slide button. Now you just add your title and the newsletter title, and then the board as well. Does anyone else have any questions about these 2 slides? Okay. Remember, on focus, balance, white space, directional flow, you're tabbing in so those bullets appear. They will not appear like your book shows. Okay, I'm going to go down to slide 8 because you do insert one more new slide. There we go. Did I move that too soon? I'm going to very quickly read the line you're on slide 8 because I'm going to go back to 7 real quick. Okay, now we go to, yes, you press tab on those. Okay, if you have your textbook and you're finished with those 2 slides, you can go ahead and do step 13, which is inserting a transition and a sound to all slides in the presentation. It can be the same transition and the same sound to all slides, which is actually what I recommend. Has anyone tried clicking the little save button? Is it letting you save yet? That's so weird. Did it? Okay. Good. Just click the new slide button again, and it adds that title and content layout. We are adding one more step to this that's not in the book. And it's so you can do your homework and understand how that is going to work. Okay, even if you're not quite finished typing on these slides, go ahead and follow with me. Make sure you're on slide 8. I'm deviating from the book a little bit because your homework actually has you insert action buttons into your presentation. And the way you find an action button is by clicking on the Insert tab, going to Shapes, clicking the drop-down arrow, and they're at the very bottom. And you have all of these different action buttons to choose from. Each one does something different. And in your book, you're actually using 2 different action buttons. We're going to use the one that looks like a little house. And if you put your mouse over it, it says Action Button Home. I want you to click on that one. You have a drawing button. So in the bottom right-hand side of this slide 8, I want you to click and drag. And really the size doesn't matter. Don't make it too big. The bottom right-hand corner. As soon as you let go of that, you get an action settings dialog box that shows up. From this location, and it does not matter which action button you choose, you can change this. The hyperlink to, this is the home button. So by default, it's going to link us back to the very first slide, which makes sense. When you see the home button, you think it's supposed to take you home, right? But if you click this drop-down arrow, you'll see that it can link you anywhere you choose it to go. You can say next slide, previous slide. You can even come down here to the URL and put in a web page, which is what you will do when you're working on your own. You will put in a URL. Now, you do not have to use the home button. I think they actually want you to choose the one that says information. But there are other places you could link to a Word file or another PowerPoint, all kinds of things. We're going to leave it on first slide. I just want you to see that it is there. Now click OK. And this is a graphic, it's a shape. So when I have it selected, I get this Drawing Tools Format tab, and from here I could format it. I'm just going to add a shape style, just one that I might like, that I think looks better than what was the default. So that's how you insert an action button. When you're working on your own, now go ahead and save. Hopefully it'll let you save. We might have to do it in sections. But when you're working on your own, you're going to do the visual benchmark on 272 and 273. I do have that in a Word document. But just turn now and take a look at it. It is not step by step by step. There's gaps in there, and you are making it look like page 273. Now, when you look at these slides, it's left to right. 1, 2, and then the second row, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to create these charts. You're going to add a logo, the same logo we just used. You're going to put in some clip art. You will probably not find the same clip art. You will insert some action buttons. If you choose to stay in here for the next 12 minutes, you can do that. I'll stay in here with you and help you if you think you need help. Otherwise, just click Save. Hopefully it will save. If it won't, let me know. I need to come around the room and take a look at these and grade them on screen, do screen checks, because you get those daily points for doing this work. So if that yellow bar went away, you are good. You can go unless you're going to stay in here and work on homework, which let me copy. Let me copy the homework assignment. Have a good afternoon.